Good morning, vinyl community. George Allen, vinyl LPs and CDs. It's a Monday morning, and hopefully first full week of 2021. And lots going on in the vinyl community. A lot of threads going this way and that way, and we'll see what it's going to be weaving. But this morning, I want to talk about two jazz albums that have come my way, and see where it takes us. And both of them involving becoming one of my favorite jazz musicians, and that's Bill Evans. First one I want to talk about is Alone Together, Chet Baker and Bill Evans. And I'm going to talk about this one first because we're going to kind of take them in chronological order. And this one, a little bit of a disappointment because this is, of course, a repress, 180 gram pure virgin vinyl, called the Jazz Classic. And I'll tell you why it's a little bit of a disappointment in a minute or two. But it's done on, was done by WaxTime, and beautiful pressing. Show it to you here. See that? Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful pressing. Sounds quiet for something that was done in 1959. Couldn't ask for a better recording. So you're saying, wow, George Allen, why the disappointment? Well, the disappointment is, you look at the title, Alone Together. Okay? And the hype on this thing, when I was looking at it, was this was going to be kind of like an even Steven Baker and Evans. However, what it turns out to be, this is just a repress of Baker, the lyrical trumpet of Chet Baker. And on they have the original liner notes on here also. And Chet Baker was just on there as a sideman. In fact, in the original liner notes, Chet Baker's only mentioned, let's see, 1, 2, 3, fourth down along with the other musicians. Kenny Burrell's mentioned first, then Herbie Mann, then Pepper Adams, then along comes Bill Evans. So beautiful, beautiful record. In fact, while I was playing it, my wife came in and she says, oh, now that's the kind of jazz I can listen to. So you figure it's got to be a beautiful sounding record. And it is. It's one of the finest records, Chet Baker. It's probably him at his finest. Beautiful ballads. I love listening to it. And the disappointment, again, I say, is that it was billed as a exact combo of Baker and Evans. So, a little bit of disappointment on that end. However, if you have a chance to get it, just to get a beautiful sounding jazz album featuring Chet Baker, mostly, that's wonderful. It's a beautiful Chet Baker album. Nothing wrong with that. Like I said, nice clean pressing, good sounding, no complaints there. Beautiful musicians on it. Besides him, Baker and Evans, Herbie Mann on flute. Oh, and Herbie Mann sounds great on it. There's play some beautiful flute parts. Pepper Adams on baritone sax, wonderful. Kenny Burrell, Paul Chambers on bass. There's been a lot of talk recently. I've heard some guys on the VC just raving about Paul Chambers and some of his solo work and his with his band. Wonderful. And Connie Kay on drums. And I think there's 2 or 3 tracks with Philly Joe Jones on drums. But excellent record. Excellent record, just mislabeled in my mind. That's all. That's the first one I want to talk about. Second one is actually great record. Bill Evans Trio, Sunday at the Village Vanguard. This is Bill Evans' first live album with his trio. And this is an astounding record. Wonderful, wonderful record. I'll show you this one. This one's on WaxTime also. How I happened to hit on 2 WaxTime albums in a row, I do not know. This is a beauty. Look at this thing. Beautiful, huh? Beautiful. Just like the other one. Clean sounding. For a live album that was recorded in 1961, it's amazing. Totally amazing. This features, of course, Bill Evans, Scott LaFaro on bass, and Paul Motion on drums. And, you know, reading some of the information here, I was not too much familiar with Bill Evans Trio before I purchased this album. And a sad story about Scott LaFaro. And several of his songs are on here. And Bill Evans kind of chose some of those ones because 10 days after they recorded this venue, Scott LaFaro died in a car accident. And it's very tragic. He was a very talented bass player and probably had a great future ahead of him. And it's sad when that happens. Just like Clifford Brown when he died in an auto accident. It's terrible when you see musicians ending like that and not being able to develop completely their full talents and leaving this earth with such little left behind as far as recorded material. But there's some great songs on here. As I said, it was recorded in 1961 at the Village Vanguard. And beautiful, beautiful sounding. And it opens up with a song, Gloria's Step, that was written by Scott. And first side closes with the song Solar, which has some great, it's a Miles Davis song, and it has some great interplay in that song between Bill Evans and Paul Motion, between the drums and piano. Great sounding. It's wonderful. I just love listening to it. And they, on side B, opens up with the theme of Alice in Wonderland, and then it closes that side with Jade Visions, which was written by Scott, and they do 2 versions of it. They decided to add another version from one of the other nights. They were playing for several weeks at the Vanguard. And I encourage all of you that are jazz enthusiasts, if you don't have this album, I don't know if it's been talked about before on other VC channels. I watch over 200 of them, and I hadn't seen anybody talk about this. And, you know, maybe a year or 2 ago, somebody else was talking about it. But either way, this is a must-have for your collection. Beautiful, beautiful sounding record. I truly enjoy this. So that's why I wanted to talk about today, these 2 ones. Bill Evans Trio, Sunday at the Village Vanguard, and Chet and Bill, Alone Together. but not necessarily alone. Anyhow, that's my take on these two. Have a great day, great week. Lots coming up in the VC community. Seeing a lot going on and a lot to watch. Take care. Bye-bye.